All right, guys, I got both When Evil Lurks releases for 4K, and I'm going to go over both of them, the extras, all of that. If you don't know what this movie is and you don't own a copy, what are you doing with your life? What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be doing some comparisons of When Evil Lurks 4K releases. One from Second Sight and one from IFC Shudder. Basically, kind of give you an idea what it's all about. Now, first of all, if you've never heard of When Evil Lurks, this was one of my favorite films of 2023. It's by the legendary director of Argentina, who I got to sit down and talk with on Sinister Cinema Reviews. He actually is the director of Terrified, another Shudder release, and this one in particular is actually about a remote village where there's two brothers. They find out that there's an infected body, and in this world, infected bodies mean infected with some sort of demon plague, and there is no religion in this world. It gives evil a whole new look and perspective at evil. And boy, does this movie go some pretty dark places. When they don't know what to do with the body of this rotten, as they call it, all of a sudden things start coming apart everywhere and people start going mad and start running into each other and just causing a lot of violence. And this has some of the more shocking, crazy, atmospheric, and just well-shot films that I've ever seen. I absolutely adore this movie. I think if you haven't seen it, you definitely need to. But we're here today to talk about the two releases that came out. This is the one that I got first because I didn't hear about the Second Sight one until a couple of, like a month or two after this one got released. And we might as well just start with this one. This release is with the 4K HD plus the Blu-ray. This one does not have HDR. Now that's going to be a deal breaker for a lot of 4K fans out there, because if you have a 4K player that has HDR and you have one that really shines, man, does the HDR make a huge difference in this movie. Now don't get me wrong, this is still very watchable. And it looks better than Blu-ray, the one that comes with this disc. But you're also getting this for cheaper. You know, if you're not too concerned with HDR and you just want something better than Blu-ray, maybe this is a better fit for you. Now on the back, you'll see that the special features include behind the scenes and a photo gallery. And that's pretty much all you're gonna get with this. It's very bare bones, but it's relatively cheap. You know, you can get one for about $18 to $20. Sometimes I've seen it even lower for like $17. So that could help you out. But to be honest with you, for a mere $10 more, you can pick up this one, which does have the HDR and does have quite a few special features. Now, don't get me wrong. I just want to applaud Shudder and IFC for still putting stuff out for everybody to pick up. This is technically within the US, so this is the US version. I am appreciative that they still put out the effort to put out movies that they pick up and put on their digital service, because I think everybody should be able to own their movies on physical media. I'm very thankful that they actually put the effort out to do this. However, I do love me some Second Sight. You know, this is technically a company overseas, you know, so it's in the UK, and they do a really good treatment on this movie in particular. They have the standard edition, which is this, and they also have a limited edition, which comes with the cards that you see here and a booklet, external case for that, which is also really, really nice. So if you want to go the extra distance and get the special or limited edition, I should say, it's going to have some cards, some lobby cards, and a booklet, and really to kind of showcase your favorite movie on the shelf. Don't think that this is a slouch either from the step down in the standard edition, because all the extra features on here are still there, and you're going to get all of the great stuff for just a little bit lower price. And I personally think that's a great idea, that the fact that they put out multiple different versions for every case scenario, a Blu-ray, a 4K standard edition, and a limited edition. It gives everybody a choice and everybody a chance to own this fine movie with all the extras that you could ever want. And speaking of extras, this one is no slouch whatsoever. I will put this up on the screen so you can kind of pause it if you would like. Obviously, we get the HDR and Dolby Vision, produced by Second Sight Films, which they went and upped the resolution, or, you know, the HDR on this release. There is a interview with Demian Rugna, which Rugna, by the way, does a really awesome talk about just what it's like to become a filmmaker and how everything has changed for him. And, you know, he talks a little bit about Terrified, and he also talks about this movie, a lot of the inspirations that were involved in it, while not going too far. I think he leaves enough for you to kind of chew on, but also kind of make your own interpretations about his movie. Some directors like to spoil it all, some don't. You know, there is a lot of metaphors in this movie, and he kind of talks about some of that in there. I think in the interview, which I'll include a link to below, that Jason and I did from Sinister Cinema Reviews, we go into a little bit of depth about that as well, so you might want to check that out. Speaking of extras, that's not on here, but hey, hit us up if you're interested. Anyway, the limited edition, of course, will include the Blu-ray as well. The standard edition here just has the 4K, just FYI. They got a new audio commentary with Gabriel Alihek Rodriguez. The interview, like I said, called It Was Always There, which is with the director. We got Tragedy is Inevitable, a new interview with actor Esquiel Rodriguez, which is fantastic. We Made a Movie, a new interview with the actor Demian Solomon, who is actually the director's good buddy. They have grown up together making films for a while now. But yeah, fantastic interview with that one. They got Stripped to the Bone, which is a new interview with actor Virginia Garofalo, and Terror and the Unknown in When Evil Lurks, which is a video essay with Mike Munzer, who does a fantastic job. I like the video essays sometimes. It's kind of done in that sort of YouTube format where you get to see everything on the screen. It's mostly like a commentary track for the most part. It's included in this release. Now, if you want to get the limited edition, if there's even still copies available, you'll also get the rigid slipcase with the new artwork by Chris Burning, a 120-page book with the new essays by Anton Battelle, Alexandra Heller, Nicholas, Megan Navarro from Bloody Disgusting, Dan Schneidel, Rocco Thompson, and Heather Wixon, which are all names in the industry. Behind the scenes stills and scenes and storyboard comparisons, plus the 6 collector art cards. So those are the things that you get on top of in the limited edition. I really like this as far as comparing the HDR, with the non-HDR. It's very apparent that you can see the difference. There is a lot of dark scenes in this movie, and for that reason, I would, of course, opt for the HDR. Now, if you don't have a television that has HDR, or you don't really even know what it is, then maybe this is the one for you, But if you like extras and you do like the HDR, I mean, this is the clear choice to pick up if you are a fan, especially for this film. It's a gotta have kind of situation, in my opinion. Personally, if I had the extra skrill, I would have gotten the limited edition for myself, but unfortunately, I spend a lot of money on doing stuff to put on the channel here, and it is not easy. So you still have the standard edition, and I'm very thankful to have this. So thank you, Second Sight, for sending this out to me. They didn't ask me to say anything to you guys other than what I thought about these. So you're getting the real raw opinion here. But, I am a little biased because I do like Second Sight. I think they're one of the better ones out in the industry, and the fact that you have so many options as a collector, you know, or as somebody who wants to collect physical media, I think is fantastic. I really do appreciate that they're putting out these titles, and they should continue to do so. They are putting it out, and still it is a valid copy to own. But again, the differences here do make a difference in what you like. Clearly, I'm a huge fan, and I would love to see Terrified get a 4K treatment. So I don't know if Second Sight is listening or Demian even is listening, but please, guys, we really need a 4K of Terrified. Granted, maybe he shot in a different format that isn't able to do that, but if there's a way, please make it a way, because I would love to have a copy of that too. Let me know what you guys think of both of these releases. Which one would you get? Would you get the extras and the HDR, or are you okay with, you know, just getting the 4K without the HDR and no extras? You just want the movie? Would love to hear what you think in the comments section down below. If you would like to pick up a copy, you can always go to the website. Second Sight actually sells their copies online, so you can actually go to their website, buy it from them, and they'll ship it out to you from the UK. Now, if you want it a little bit sooner, they also have Diabolic DVD, who is kind of like a distributor for a lot of different places too. And they have copies here in the US that you can just get, that they have shipped to them, and then they'll ship to you a lot faster. Whatever works for you works for you. If you want, you know, Second Sight is actually having a sale right now, so all my UK friends who buy their stuff anyway, you can pick up a lot of their standard editions for cheaper right now. Anyway, thank you very much, Second Sight, for allowing me to do a comparison video and review of this. But thanks for coming by, and as always, long live the void.